In this video, we're going to talk about ranking your local service business in multiple cities, in multiple different areas, different communities. Now, I have got Sarah Mason. She is our marketing consultant here at Big West Marketing, and she talks to people every day about this specific issue. Now, there are ways to do it, but I want everybody to understand, and I want Sarah to explain to everybody exactly the ins and outs, what you can and can't do, because this could really get you in trouble or it could take your business to the next level. So welcome, Sarah. Thanks for joining me today.
Hey, Joe. It's good to be with you here. First of all, there are requirements for addresses when you register them with your Google business profile. It has to be a legitimate, a residential or commercial address. So whether you're going to use that residential address, you're going to want to show that as hidden, or you're going to hide a commercial address as well if you don't have permanent signage, staff during business hours, like a legitimate location that people visit during those business hours. And those are the only locations that Google will require. If you don't have proof of that through the Secretary of State, through your utility bills, they want to make sure that you have legitimate documentation to back that up. They might ask.
What about using a virtual address? Because I just saw a video on YouTube where they were saying, hey, if you want to get ranked in multiple cities or in a different city that you're not actually located in, just use a virtual address. That was actually advice on a really popular YouTube channel that I just saw.
That's not going to work, Joe, because Google does not allow virtual addresses. They don't allow PO boxes. They don't allow UPS PO boxes. It has to be a residential or a commercial location. And the only way that you're going to be able to show that address as visible is if you have proof that it's a legitimate brick and mortar location for your business.
What's the way that Google is currently, what's a common way that Google right now is making sure that it is a legitimate address?
They will require business documentation. They will ask for registration through your state, through your county, through your city, depending on what's required in your location. They might ask for your license. They might ask for insurance. They might ask for a utility bill, and they might ask you for a video verification of your property where you literally have to walk into your location with Google on the phone with you. So you want to make sure that it's legit so that you can get the listing and be able to have a Maps profile so you can show up and search.
Yeah, so if you're not willing to take your cell phone, get on a live call with Google and walk through the location and show Google the street name, show Google the address number on the house, maybe the mailbox, maybe have your service van in the driveway with all your lettering on there. If you can't do all that stuff and you can't show your office space, and most likely you want to show like a business license, you want to show some invoices or business cards with your name and logo. If you can't do all that, chances are Google's going to say they're going to figure out that you're playing games, or they're going to accuse you of playing games, and they'll either suspend you or they won't verify you. Or worst thing that I see happen on most of the time is they will verify you, you'll just never rank. I've seen people get verified with a PO box, with a normal PO box, but they never ever rank.
And that's the whole goal. You want to show up at the top of the list when people search for your services, and your address has so much to do with that. So you got to do it right from the start, and then you are setting yourself up for success in the long run.
That's right. I'm glad you said that, because it is all about the long run. Yes, I know competitors are out there. They're playing games. They're getting away with things here and there, but they're probably going to get shut down sooner than later. And they're just making money in the short term. They're not building a business that is going to be a long-term asset for them and their family. They're not building something that they can eventually sell. They're just playing games, hoping that once in a while Google will, overlook something and they'll get away with it. But so far, everybody that I've seen play these games have gotten shut down, have gotten suspended, and it is painful to get unsuspended. We just worked with somebody, it took a full 6 months, and we were talking with them every couple of weeks, talking with Google every couple of weeks, and we finally made it happen, but it was a long, painful process.
Yeah, the bottom line is that Google doesn't want to play games. They want to understand that you are a legitimate business, and they're only willing to provide your business listing to customers that are searching for it if you've proved that to them. There are a lot of spam listings out there. That's exactly what they're trying to prevent. So prove yourself as being a real business. You're providing great services. You're responsive with your customers, and you have longevity in the eyes of Google.
Yeah, nice. Okay, now the next big question I know that you get is, well, okay, I can register my business at my home or my commercial location in my city, but I want to service a much bigger area. There's all kinds of towns all around me that I'd be willing to service, or there's a town that I'd rather be working in than my current town. So, what is the best way, would you say, to get some of these surrounding towns, surrounding areas when it comes to SEO, when it comes to ranking on Google?
Well, first of all, it all depends. It is going to depend on competition in those locations. And generally, you are based in the location that you have provided to Google. So Google considers you to be located at the address that you were verified at for your Google business listings. You have the best.
Even if it's hidden, Google still knows that address.
Yep.
Even if the public can't see it, Google still knows the city that you registered that address in.
And that is the best place that you have the potential to come up in maps for. However, if you have outlying smaller cities, smaller to medium-sized cities that don't have a lot of competition, you can build specific city pages on your website so that Google understands that you're not only relevant for the city that you have registered to your Google business profile, but you're also relevant for these other suburbs or whatever the case may be. And if you provide that information so Google understands that you're relevant, you can come up in organic search results, not maps, sometimes, but not always. Collect location-specific reviews from customers that you've provided services for in these outlying communities. If they don't specify the location, you can respond to those reviews and you can say the location that you've been providing the service in. You can get photos on your website that have landmark locations in the background. And that's just going to give Google more data to understand that you're relevant for that specific location because you're showing them through data that you're providing services there.
Okay, so the key really is to get a specific page that is dedicated to your service and your city, the small town, the smaller city that you're trying to rank in, that you're trying to get business from, that you're trying to get exposure for. You want to make sure that you have good reviews that you can put on there in those areas. You want to have pictures that have landmarks in the background. And then the biggest thing we've been talking about lately, because it has become the most important thing in SEO since all the AI stuff came out, and pretty much in the last year, Google's really made content, meaning the text on the website, they made the content the most important thing when it comes to SEO. So can you tell me about the content that we want to have on each one of these city-specific pages?
Yep. So you're going to want to have information about not only the services that you're providing in that location, but also the landmarks that are located there. If you have an employee or crew member that you have providing the services there, maybe a little informational blurb about, how long they've lived there, what they like to do in that community, to just further show proof to Google that you are actually providing good services in that area, so they're willing to put your website in front of your competitors online when someone searches for that particular service.
Yeah, so content is very important. A lot of times I get the question, how many words do I need to have on a city page to have the best chance of ranking? What would you say that is a good answer to that?
It depends on what other competitors are doing. What I can say is, like, for our home pages, we create 400 to 800 words of content. Service pages are like, 400 to 500. But city pages, if you really want to get some traction there, you're going to want some solid content. I would say 600 words, like minimum, depending on what the competition is and what everybody else is doing in that area.
Right, and that's kind of the key. Is we do, whenever we create a city page for one of our clients' websites, we do a lot of research on the top 10 competitors, all the people that are on the first page, see how many words they have for all the top rankers. Right. And then we try to either get an average and then beat that average and go higher than the average. And you're right, it does usually end up being 400 to 600. We even did one that was, I think, 800 words. So that's kind of how we determine the number of words. And I know a lot of people are like, well, I don't want a lot of words on my website. Right. Google wants to see words. So put all the pictures and the visual stuff up at the top. If people want to scroll down, which they usually don't, they're going to see all the words down there. But I'll tell you what, it's never going to hurt you. Nobody's ever going to not call you because you have too many words on your website. So like I said, visual stuff at the top, words down below, still make it look nice and everything. That way you're going to get the people that don't want to, the 90% of the people that don't want to read all that stuff, they're going to give you a call. But then the other 10% that wants to scroll down and do their due diligence and read and research, they're going to call you as well. But the big benefit here is Google wants to see authority. The way you prove authority is by having lots of words, lots of text, good quality, relatable text on the website. It has all the keywords and everything in place, headings, titles, all that kind of stuff that I talk about in my other videos. Absolutely. All that stuff needs to be in each and every one of those pages, in addition to all the stuff that you were talking about, Sarah.
Yeah, Google is, that's the game we have to play. If you want to rank in Google where everyone is searching, 85%, it's not Bing. It's not Apple Maps, it's Google. So if you want to come up in Google search results, then you got to play by Google's rules. And what Google is looking for right now is content. So that's what we can produce for you. You got to have the information about your services and location for them to understand that you provide those services in that location. And we do that very well here at Big West.
Okay. All right, Sarah. So if anybody wants to talk about ranking up on Google, they want to have an analysis done of their current website, how it's performing on Google, I encourage everybody to get a hold of us here at Big West Marketing. You can call 406-493-1881, or there's a link down below. Like I said, we work with home service businesses. Those are the businesses we work with. That's who we give these free consultations to. So book your appointment down below or give us a call. Let's get that set up. Let's see what you got going on. And if it's a good fit, we can give you some pricing and we can talk about working together. But once again, my name is Joe Burnich. This is Sarah Mation, and we will see you in the next video.
Looking forward to connecting with you soon.